is starting. Live video is starting. You tell me when we're really alive.
We're really alive now.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's happening. I'm leaving comments everywhere.
Nice. You just do what you do and I'll do what I do while you do that. Well, welcome. It is happening.
All the things.
Yeah. Are you all good?
I think so. I think we're live. Let
Well,
me check my phone.
Yeah. Check your phone, Justin.
Check my phone.
By all means, Justin. Congratulations. In all seriousness. 2
Thank you.
years.
2 years.
Yes. High five. Yeah.
I got to see that high five, not just hear it.
So often there are so many hand gestures that are missed. And
We should get them all out. in
Yeah.
this
This
episode.
is the bunny ears.
I forgot to put my
Oh.
headphones in.
See, I tell you.
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself
Can
just
you hear
fine.
me?
I could.
Can you hear our audience?
I cannot.
That's good. 'cause
But-
that'd mean you're hearing voices.
By all means, if you can hear us, let us know you're there.
And we got some comments.
We got some comments.
Yeah.
Where do I look for comments?
Well, right here.
Welcome to How I See It with me, Mark Pratt, and
Justin Sternberg. This is a podcast that works to counter cultural polarization through thoughtful conversations.
oh my goodness,
We
look at
have
that.
Michelle saying, "Hey y'all."
Look at that.
Michelle, you have to let me know if I
Hey.
said that right.
Is that Holly, your sister?
That's Holly, my sister.
Oh, well, congratulations. Nice to meet you, Holly. Welcome.
Aubrey, my niece, says, "Hi, Uncle Sandwich."
Yeah.
Yes,
Care
because
to explain?
Yes, I gave my niece the nickname Sandwich,
Okay.
and we're mutual nicknamed Sandwich.
Okay.
I'm Uncle Sandwich, she's Sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, welcome.
yeah, yeah. Welcome to Sandwich and Holly. And
Nice.
Jimmy is with Michelle too.
That's
which is
wonderful.
Not related to Holly, but that's okay. And Jason, Mr. Jason Disbro, a past
Yes, a past guest.
guest. Yes,
That's
guest
right.
host on How I See It. Thank you for joining us, Jason.
No doubt.
And all of y'all. Ooh, and Cindy Bliss as Kelly Mae Perry.
Well, there you go.
How do
Well, what's that?
how do we believe her?
Well, I'll believe her. I believe her. By all means, Cindy is one of the few people that I would just believe based on just what they
That's
say
true.
at the moment.
That's true.
Not a problem there at all.
Ooh, I see a Chris Schooley Pratt.
Oh, look at that.
I think that's your lovely bride.
That is my lovely bride, for which she was a guest as well at one time.
That's right.
Not this year,
That's
but
right.
last year.
That's right.
So yeah.
And we're forever trying to get our wives back on as guests.
Yes, I didn't even think it was that traumatic, but evidently it was a little, maybe it was dramatic more than traumatic, but either way,
I don't know.
not a desire to come back.
If
So,
I can position this to where my face is. Oh, it's doing the thing again.
so
Mark.
here's part of our agenda for the evening.
Tell-
As you posted, you have a new truck,
Yeah.
and this was something
Let me
as
see if I can post a picture to.
Sure, but you keep going there. I'll keep doing what I do. But either way, in this process, Justin says, "Hey, I'm looking for a new truck. Can you recommend somebody to look at it?" I recommend somebody, and sure enough, he ends up getting the truck. Well, my first question to Justin was, well, of course, what's the question? What did you name it?
Right.
Because from my perspective, a vehicle deserves a name, especially a work truck. Justin, I don't think comes from that same perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I agree
didn't know
with
what
you
to
now
think.
that I've heard it.
Okay, so in the moment, Justin had a truck and didn't have a name
Right.
for his truck.
That's right.
So we are not doing giveaways tonight.
No.
Unless you're in the live studio audience,
That's
and
right.
last time I checked, nobody was here. So that being said, we are offering an opportunity to name Justin's truck.
You could say we're giving away the opportunity.
Well, I wanted to allow you the room to deny the opportunity, but at the same time, we are offering the opportunity to name Justin's truck. And so at that point, do you care to
I can't
have
post
a
a picture to the comments, so.
That's okay.
All right.
Do you care to do a gender reveal on your truck or
Let me at least link to the picture of the truck.
okay.
There we go.
You got that?
It feels very boyish to me.
Okay.
Oh, Michelle said my y'all was on point.
Oh, nice.
So I said it right.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so I definitely think it has a masculine vibe to it. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with it's a boy.
Okay. So that being said,
The
you
gender
get the
has been
opportunity.
But I'm
to-
not opposed to girl names. Like if you see a girl in that truck,
Oh,
and you
okay.
want to give it a girl name, I'm
Fair
all
enough.
ears.
Fair enough.
Have
So, go ahead.
you heard of the contest? Like I posted about this on Facebook, but there's contests in Minnesota to name plows, snow plows.
I did not know that.
And before that, they had a contest in England, somewhere in England, to name like a barge or something.
Oh, wow.
And
See,
yeah,
it's a real thing.
so Bodie McBoatface was the one that won
Okay.
the barge contest.
Sure.
So then, Minnesota took on the snowplow naming contest, and Plowy McPlowface was
Oh, nice.
one of the contenders. So yeah, and so I said
I'm
in
just
the post,
bringing you
hopefully we
into the
don't.
future.
That's right. That's
Yes,
right.
your
I
truck
said
needs a name.
I don't want Trucky McTruckface,
Okay.
but if that's what wins,
It's too long.
it is too long.
It's too long.
Did you hear that, everyone?
I could not name a
That's
vehicle
right.
that long a
Trucky
name.
McTruckface.
You need something that you can say right in the midst of getting stuck that basically says, mine would be, come on, girl.
yeah. Yeah.
As you're trying to
Yeah.
lean back in your truck to put more weight to the back of the wheels to get it going.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah,
something.
we
you
don't
can
have
say,
snow to deal with that, but
Yeah, but you got
'cause
mud. You're
oh,
gonna go drive through
All
mud.
right. I count on you taking me to the
I can
mud.
I can provide plenty of opportunities for mud. So that being said, we're giving you the opportunity.
Yes.
And the other part of the dynamic is we need to keep track of some questions. that
That's
are
right.
coming
I
in.
already saw some trickling in.
Yeah.
Ooh, Joseph got us. Ooh, we have some submissions. All right. Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear some questions
Yes,
first,
of
or do you
course.
want to get to the?
No, I want to hear. Let's prime the pump.
All right, the truck names.
The truck
submission.
names.
All right.
Yeah. You're leading this. You go ahead.
Ooh, Graham said happy birthday, Hissy, which is how I see it. HIS.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Thank you, Graham.
Thank you, Graham.
Thank you for the translation too, Justin.
Yeah. And Jason had a good question. I'll save that for a minute.
Yep.
Wow, they're coming in. That's awesome. Megan and the kids are there. My wife and our kids. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Joseph says Duke for a name submission.
Oh.
That's a good name.
That's a good solid
That's
truck
solid.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
a
like.
good.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Well done. Another submission is Bergford.
Bergford.
Bergford,
There you go.
as in Sternberg
Yeah.
and Ford.
Yes.
That's actually well
That's-
done. That was Jason.
Yeah.
Well done, Jason.
He has
That's,
all that practice from F3 naming
Yeah,
people.
that's
You
true,
know,
that's
he looks
true.
at those, yeah. So,
That's
yeah.
true. What's your F3 name?
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
That's right.
Dr.
That's
Phil.
Right. That's right. And we won't tell him what mine
yours
is
is
because
straight edge.
I mean, I feel like I don't earn it anymore.
Once a name is
All right,
given,
straight
you
edge.
always have a name. By all
Appreciate
means.
that.
You're always welcome. Yes.
All right. Hulk Sandwich.
Hulk sandwich.
Hulk Sandwich. That's the name submission for that.
That's fair enough.
I like it. Also a little long.
Very
Yes.
yes.
Hulk Sandwich.
That would
but,
Bergford,
Bergford.
Duke are still my favorites. Those are something you could say in the middle of
Yeah.
needing a moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Angrily, almost cussing.
Or just trickling along the edge of the road. Come on, Bergford.
Yeah.
Come on. When you're running out of gas.
Duke, help me out. Also the name of the truck from Jewel is Agatha.
Ooh.
Agatha.
Yeah. That's a
Solid.
feminine name.
That's solid. That's a
You could
solid.
something you could short to Aggie if you needed
Aggie.
to.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, can you
Yeah.
see Agatha in that truck?
I'm.
You're still leaning.
Michelle was on Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Behemoth. Now, see, I don't know
Feels a
whether
little
your
like a
truck's big
misnomer.
enough.
Right.
I don't know whether your truck's big enough for a name.
But maybe it's a good.
I'm not insulting. you.
Ironic
Don't-
nickname.
Could be. Could
Right.
be irony. Sure.
That was from Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. I like it. The Behemoth.
There you go.
Yeah.
So some good options out there.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you so
Keep 'em
much.
coming.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. By all means.
Jewel says two things. She
Yeah.
can see her shirt from the house, and also
Wow.
the name of the truck from Jewel is Agatha. When I came out wearing this, she said, "Is that what you're gonna wear?"
Oh. So yes, this is what Justin wore.
This is what I'm wearing. Jewel doesn't approve.
Oh, no?
She can see it from the house.
Okay.
It's too loud for her, I guess.
That's okay.
Maybe we should vote on that. Is this too loud? Is this
No,
too
I think it
much?
looks good.
All right.
I think it looks just like how I see it
Yeah.
typically looks.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Not that you know how I see it typically
But
looks like.
I do.
You
That's
do
why I'm saying-
tonight.
Yes.
Welcome. Thanks
And
for
this
joining
is the
us.
studio office.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where we do all our recording.
Yep. And
Gatorade's ruining the shot.
oh, sorry. But that being said, what is one of your favorite things from the past year as you think about it?
Since you asked that is
Yeah.
actually close to Jason's question. What has been your favorite topic to discuss these last 2 years?
Oh,
said,
can't pick your
"Any-"
wives episode. Okay, 2 years. That would year. Yep, that would
Yeah.
be wives would be number one. As
He said
but
you
I know you can't. So like you
Yeah.
said, that would be my number one.
Yeah.
So my 1B would be in 2 years.
In 2 years. I think he said favorite topic too, so
Yeah.
it could
Do you care to go first?
the stick.
Justin's favorite topic is always the stick. If anybody mentions the stick, Justin just beams from ear to ear.
Speaking of dad joke, what's brown and sticky, Mark?
It's a stick.
It's a stick.
Yes.
All right.
Did you have another dad joke you wanted to follow up that with? Or
Yeah, where does a general keep his armies?
in his sleeveys.
You got it. You got it. You?
What did the policeman say?
Look at the crowd when you tell this.
What
You
did
want
the policeman say to his belly button?
You're under arrest.
Yes, that's what the policeman said to his belly button. Do you know what you call a bear with no teeth?
I don't.
You call it a gummy bear.
I like that.
That is
That's a
good.
good one. Yeah.
Yes.
What about the classic, dad joke?
The classic dad joke?
Yeah.
Oh, when does a joke become a dad joke, Justin?
When you know it. When it becomes apparent.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
yes.
right.
Well done.
So, back to your favorite topic.
Yeah. I mean, the stick is kind of a joke, but it is kind of a pet topic of mine.
Yes, it is.
I like several of the topics we've covered. I like all the topics we covered. But there are some that kind of stand out as meaning a lot. So, like when we talk about depression, that one stood out a lot to me. We've talked about it in various ways.
Sure.
It's a topic that's covered. Just because I think it's important to talk about.
Sure.
And, so that I think, and it's very, real to me. So I think that stands out. I don't know if I like talking about, I don't know, but I like to have talk like that. We have
Conversation.
that it's been said.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Sure, that there are no topics that we can't talk about.
Yeah.
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 No.
What about you?
In the past 2 years,
I'm trying to scroll real quick through all that.
well,
Wait.
I would say my favorites, if I may, are the ones that we have had guests on.
Yeah.
Those definitely tend to be my favorites. We definitely had Jason, we've had Troy, we've had Lizzie, we've had Sarah, Jeff, and I apologize if I'm missing some. But even, I think as we go forward, that is part of our desire, is to offer that opportunity to more and more people, because I just realize how influential that is to actually hear somebody else's story and be able to recognize that has purpose and meaning in the kingdom, if you will. And I said we were going to pray before we started, and we got so excited about going live that we forgot. But so, Lord, we do thank you for this time. We thank you for how you have used How I See It. And Lord, we just ask you to continue to do so. we thank you for all those who have chosen to listen, and Lord, we just thank you for your faithfulness. We thank you for this happy birthday moment that 2 years is offering, and Lord, we commit the future and what it holds to you, where how I see it is concerned, and Lord, we just as we typically try to do, we just commit this opportunity to you, and may you be glorified in it, and may you use this as you see fit, and we just thank you for your love in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank
So
you,
yeah,
Mike.
that's probably been another favorite part of mine, is not necessarily episode, but having that opportunity to talk with people, talking to people.
To you
Does it
people.
seem rude that I'm not talking to you? I'm so used
No.
to talking to you. So either way, that being
I'll get
said,
over it.
Justin does get his feelings hurt sometimes.
That's right.
But
That's true.
coming back to it, being able to recognize how important guests are. Definitely having Lizzie Wan was fun when we were
Yeah.
able to talk about brains, that kind of thing. That was probably a favorite. And I was along the lines, probably more recently. I know Chris and I entered into more discussion probably on Dark Knight. Because there was some awareness that she gained through that episode that she didn't have before. So that created some good discussion, as far as we were concerned. So,
About
yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I like that in that one. Usually you're the one making me spill my guts, and we got to hear Mark spill his guts a little bit.
Well, there
If
you
you liked hearing Mark spill his guts, please put a thumbs up in the comments, because I know I do. I'm going to put a thumbs up.
There you go. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I liked that one, but also that was one of the ones where we got to talk, a little
Yeah.
bit about depression and
Oh, definitely.
kind of those impacts. So, yeah, I wanted to show while I was
Go ahead.
we were looking at episodes. I want to show you what 2 years of episodes looks like when you scroll.
There you go.
Like it just keeps going.
There you go.
2 years.
2 years and a lamp
Look at that.
reflection.
Like, is that fake? That can't be real, can it? It's still going.
There you
Okay,
go. Now you're
it is.
there. There you
Hold
go.
on. Maybe you didn't see it. It's all glary, but
Oh, and I
trust
forgot
me, there's a lot
Mary.
of scrolling.
I forgot Mary
Yeah.
Ellen and Mary Beth too.
Yep, the Marys.
Yep.
Yep.
No doubt.
Yeah, those are good ones.
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's- That's delayed there, but that's cool too.
Yes, correct. They're both delayed
Ah,
by 15, 20 seconds, something like that.
that way if we really mess up,
I guess.
we
yeah.
get a bleep.
Yeah, you get a chance. Nah, I actually don't know why it does that, but
Either way,
don't tell them.
exactly. Your favorite part for you
Favorite part.
of favorite episode? I know talking to depression, but if you were to bring it back to
Well-
a episode,
Yes, I'm looking at the episode list, and it's just too big.
Justin is feeling overwhelmed right now.
I
He's
Agree
he's
with
using
you.
his soul words.
Yes. I agree with you that I really like the guest ones because to me, I mean, you and I very much enjoy conversation. Like
Very
that's,
much so.
That's kind of like our, our passion, right? And so
Sure.
you and I get to have conversation every Wednesday. But when we bring another party, and it's like now we're expand the conversation. So
No doubt.
I think for me, I always enjoy that. And like you said, each person that we've interviewed has had a very particular, like they exist in the world for their very particular reason and purpose. And so being able to hear from their perspective and what they have to share is, I don't know, it's just really cool to kind of, like you said, kind of open up that opportunity for others to hear from
Sure.
them and hear what's going on and what they've learned. And I think that's one of the premises behind guests in the beginning, from the very beginning for us,
Sure.
is like we want to get guests on, not necessarily people who are, the president, right?
Sure.
Not because we can't get the president, but also because we do believe that each person has a unique perspective on the
Sure.
world that only that person has to offer.
No doubt.
And so it's been kind of cool to do that,
Yeah.
I think.
No.
And yeah, I think we both, wish we would do it more. It's just
Yeah,
like one
no
of
doubt.
those-
And I think going forward, that is our goal. That is part of our desire as we think about what lies ahead for how I see it. That definitely becomes one of those things, is to be able to invite more people. Hello?
Just seeing a few thumbs up coming.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
It's just to remind you, people like that.
There's my brother. He says, "You rock, brother."
Michael
So,
Pratt.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. He took time out. He's normally doing his preaching podcast. He does one of these on Facebook. So he's been preaching for years. So he's saying 2 years, and it's like, come on now, you're just getting started. So
Like you're gonna have to keep scrolling.
yeah, he'd have more to scroll through. That's for sure. But
Well,
yeah,
it's nice to have you, Michael.
there you go.
Does he go by
Mike.
Michael?
Mike. Yeah.
Do I call him Mike or do I
Mr.
call him Mr.
Mr.
Mike? Or do I call him Pastor Mike?
No, he's not formally ordained.
Okay.
But he is definitely gifted in the teaching
Yeah.
of truth. So yeah. Yep. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Pastor Mike. Yeah. All right, lots of thumbs up saying they liked that episode. So, Mark, you're gonna have to just keep spilling your guts.
We can do that.
Sorry.
I just told you my brother's here.
Yeah,
That's spilling my guts. So
we're gonna keep working on that, folks.
exactly. As you think about the episodes,
Yeah.
what would be something? How are we doing on the truck names, though? By the way, I do want to keep coming back to that.
Hey, anyone who's joined since the beginning, if you scroll up in the comments, we've got some submissions to name the truck, and there's a link to a picture of my truck that I got, and I don't have a name for it yet, and so we're giving you the opportunity to name it. So if you've just joined us, please look at the picture and start posting some name submissions. But yeah, we don't have any new name submissions.
Okay.
But there are some comments that I'll read.
Goose like Top Gun. I see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, should we?
Piney. I see
How
Piney.
about the name Honey? Honey.
Ooh.
Oh, how about the name Honeydew? I have plans for Lowe's. This is Megan. She said I have plans for Lowe's trips.
Yes,
That's a
good name.
solid.
Definitely a
Honeydews,
wife
yeah.
contribution definitely gets more, has a little more weight to it.
And
Yes.
honeydews are green.
Yeah, light
Fruit,
green though.
their flesh
but
is
yeah,
green, yeah.
yeah, I'd give you that.
Honeydew.
Yeah.
All right. That's solid.
Yeah,
Micaiah, another one of my nieces, Holly's
Okay.
daughter, says piney.
that's a good color.
Yeah, because it's like a pine tree.
Yep.
That's
No
solid.
doubt.
Joseph says goose says goose like from Top Gun.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
Goose is good. Megan said 6:30 is my favorite time of day, hands down. I don't know if I get that.
Oh, for being on the podcast. In other words, when we had wives, maybe. In other words, when we were talking about bringing wives back, it's maybe she's a little sarcasm there about
She
6:30 being her favorite
Dad
time.
joke for you above.
Oh wow.
Is that a dad joke? It's my favorite. It's my favorite. 6:30 is my favorite time of day, hands down.
down.
6 in the.
Oh yeah, 6:30. Nice job.
Wow, we
That's
were gonna
impressive.
go deep with that one.
That was
and,
impressive.
yeah, that
Yeah,
is
I lost that one.
That's a good,
yeah.
solid dad joke.
Yeah. No, she's we'll have
Well
her
done.
submit some more.
Yep, submit
Yeah.
some more. So 6,
Hands down.
the hour hand points down.
And the minute hand
30,
points.
the minute hand points down.
Yeah.
Favorite hands down.
That's now a dad joke because it became apparent.
Yes, well said. It just graduated.
So back to
Wait, we got one more.
Oh, sorry.
One more dad joke,
Okay.
and then I think we're caught up. No, we're not caught up.
The
Do you
hands
want
are
me
down.
to keep going on here? or
Yeah,
do you want-
I mean it's your call.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Michelle, after we figured all that, Michelle's very next comment explains
Yeah.
it. So both hands are on the bottom of the clock.
Yep.
Well done.
Nice job.
Holly also explained it. The hands are down on the clock.
Yes.
Megan says, wow, because it took us a while.
It did. We weren't very apparent.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy who was afraid of the hurdles? He got over
We
it.
got over it. Thank you, Kelly and or Cindy.
Yep.
At this point, I don't know who it is. But
And
I think
Michelle
it's
says
Cindy.
she can't take them anymore.
The dad joke.
That's just kidding. Yeah, that's not what she said. It's take them. That's what she said.
It does look like I can't take anymore. I can't
And I'm
take
the guy with glasses on.
All right, we're
But-
caught up. We're caught up.
Good.
I think yes. So back to the questions, or
Yep. No, back to as far as you were just describing, what was your favorite part as far as having guests on? But the other part I wanted to come back to is what would be one thing that over the past 2 years you have learned outside of the influence of other people and hearing their stories? What would be one thing that you have learned?
I've learned that we can talk for an hour at a time, and no problem. Every week.
That may not always be beneficial, but
Yeah. No, I've learned the value of, like, some of the episodes we talked about, like Serenity and White Blank Page, and slowing down in meditation, right?
Okay.
Slowing down. The value of slowing down, I think, is kind of, and then we talked about planting things.
Sure.
There's a lot of episodes that kind of had a theme to me that was like, hey, Justin, slow down, and take a look around, smell the roses, whatever. I think for me, that's a big aspect that I've been learning over the last 2 years is through this, right? Through this is the reminder of, how important it is to slow down.
Sure.
And not be looking,
Yeah.
8 months ahead or whatever, like tomorrow.
Yeah.
We also Serenity. Oh yeah, we did Serenity. So we talked about the Serenity Prayer, which talks about one day at a time. So yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty
One at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I think I think in a lot of cases, most of our topics, come from something I've experienced, something that I've experienced in the process of having a conversation with someone, some attribute of that conversation or with you or with other people. I'm just learning about God more.
Yeah.
In that, and how he redeems our lives in so many ways. Yeah. And I'll be even, believe it or not, I look back at some of the ones we did on social media, those kind of things. And I've recognized that I'm not as anti social media as I once was, or anti, computer, I've just come to value this time. And I think in some ways it's interesting as I think about it. I've come to appreciate gratitude was another good one that, and even grace, cause I think about how I see it came to be. And I realize, it came from you basically saying, I want to do a podcast, and
with you.
Well, you did say with me, and it was interesting because as I've thought about that, even, that's a grace type thing for me, because I realize, God picks us, he chooses us, chooses relationship with us. And I realize, there's 100 other people that you could do a podcast with. Don't get me wrong. I know that. And yet you chose to pick me because we do, at that time we were just having some, different conversations about how divisive, our culture had become. And we recognized we didn't want to allow that. And we are also able to recognize what it took. And I think so often, even, in the process of having conversations, how I see it has taught me even to, how to slow a conversation down even more, and to be able to reflect on the fact that, yes, where that person comes from makes perfect sense when I completely understand their story, when I recognize their story.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely part of what I've been learning. I've been learning about God, in the process of it all, and relationship, and yeah, it's been fun.
That thing you just said is my favorite quote of yours that I can never remember.
I'm not sure I quite said it.
I tell people that all the time. In fact, I think.
What do you tell people all the time?
I don't even know what I tell them. It's so. Can you say it again?
Well, what I typically say is there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Everything you do makes perfect sense based on what you've experienced and where you've come from.
I got to write that down. That's the one, Mark.
It's a little long for a name for your truck.
It is. It's so good though, and I think that's also a big thing I've been learning thanks to you and your influence of yeah, like, and Megan right now is reading a book about emotions by Jenny Allen.
Oh, cool.
And she's also talking about how like emotions aren't a bad thing, and that's
Sure.
we've had those discussions a
Yep.
lot, and a lot of times I use really negative words to describe certain emotions, and you check me on that, and so yeah, I mean, it's kind of a similar theme, but a little bit different
No, I
than what
gotcha.
you're saying. But this idea that yeah, we experience emotions, and they are not a summary of who we are, and
Sure.
and they're valuable,
No doubt.
but they shouldn't also necessarily control us. And I think anyway, I really like that quote, and I try and quote it all the time.
You do.
Who you are makes perfect sense.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with
Absolutely nothing wrong with you because you're normal. And not weird
Precisely.
at all.
you. Precisely.
Because
But you did in the process. I did another podcast I want to be able to do is how our emotions.
an episode.
Yeah.
You're not going to start a new podcast without me.
No. Sorry, that was a misnomer. That was a faux pas on my part. That being said, I do want to recognize, in some ways, I think there's a lot of research that basically how we process emotion or the way we deal with emotion, how it affects our physical bodies.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of research out there on that, and I'd love to be able to make another episode based
What's
on
the
that.
term for that? Like neurophysical? There's like a word for that, isn't there?
Oh, it could be. I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
I don't have it coming right to the top of my
okay.
head. If you want me to
Like
make
the
something
connection
up,
between your
yeah,
thoughts and mind and your bodies.
yep.
Metaphysical? No,
No,
that sounds
but-
a little mystical. But
yeah, but neurophysiological is good by me.
yeah, maybe that. That's it. That's definitely it. How about that for a truck?
But
name?
or emotional.
Neurophysi- What was the word you said last week or the week before? Is that CBT? No, it was
You got me.
THC.
Oh, yeah. Try fluorocannabinol.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
THC.
Truck name.
Trihydrocannabinol.
All right.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm
Something.
impressed that you remember.
Something.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that's exactly.
That's
it,
got to
but
be close.
That would be
close enough.
Yes.
All right. Should we check in with the audience again?
Yeah. By all
Let's
means.
see what we got.
Oh.
Uh,
So, while Justin's checking in there too, I'd be curious if anybody had any episode
Yeah.
that kind of stood out to them as far as, just something meaningful. And I think coming back to you, can you remember some conversations that people have come up to you and been able to share, either via text, via face to face?
yeah. Let's come back to that. So
Okay.
Let's catch up on the chat.
Oh, sure.
And
By all
then
means.
And then I'll pick up on that answer. And then, like he said, while we're discussing or whatever, enter your thoughts, right? As
Yeah.
far as your favorite
Yeah.
episodes, favorite moments, favorite topics, whatever.
Yeah.
Favorite guests. I also asked in one of our social media posts, put your least favorite episode. We'd love to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can.
Oh, you got a guess on that one?
We did. I did. We got some answers to that.
I'm
already.
thinking beards and tattoos may be one.
You think so?
I do.
You think that's a least favorite?
I think that's going to be on a least favorite list.
All right, put them in there. We'd
Yeah,
love to know.
yeah.
Yeah. So
This
back
is how I see it. So there's no wrong.
There's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
I mean, it might hurt my feelings, but that's okay.
Well,
That
you
happens
might
all the
hurt
time.
Justin's feelings regardless of what you put. So that's,
All right. So another dad joke. Son says, "Dad, I'm hungry," and Dad says, "Hi, hungry." I mean,
There you go.
That's yeah.
That's a dad joke.
I have a T-shirt that I wore to Frisbee yesterday that says, "Nice to meet you, hungry," or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always a good one.
Yep.
Michelle said, "This is now my favorite episode."
Oh, wow.
So,
Well, cool.
woo! We got one. Aubrey says ranch for truck's name. I think
Fair enough.
That's also
That's a good solid truck
Her
name.
sister said piney. She said ranch. So there's some good solid.
Yeah.
Spicy
ranch.
from the workman.
Oh, no, that-
Yeah.
But-
Megan says LOL same. Oh, her
Ooh.
new favorite.
7 Primal Questions episode.
Megan liked that one. She
Yep.
ended up reading the whole book, and she was really excited about that
Oh, nice.
concept, which is cool. Michelle says, I love the vulnerability, honesty, and the toxin with the guest.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jewel says, bumper sticker for a truck name.
Fair enough.
I like it, except
There
I
you
don't want it to stick to someone's bumper, but
Yeah. Yeah. But
it's a good one.
It
Bumper
is.
sticker. Michelle liked that one. She gave it a heart and a check mark
There you
for that
go.
name, bumper sticker.
oh wow.
It's cute.
You guys were
Oops, it
Oop,
just
how'd you
jumped.
get you
I
jumped?
don't know, it jumped. You guys were meant to do this together, and I'm thankful you're doing it. Oops, that's just how I see it.
That's fair enough.
That's Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
Megan's pumping in all the comments.
There you go.
So good. Oh, it keeps jumping.
Well, you
It's
got to
'cause
stay
people are-
on there. You can't
people
go
are
over to that thing on
I
the
think
side.
it's because people are commenting and
Oh,
then they do it. Jumps me
okay.
to- I think.
I give you credit.
Joseph said to put that on a bumper sticker. What Mark said. All of it. All of it. Which
The
thing,
print, the
Joseph?
print would be a little
Oh,
small. come on,
Who
what's-
you are is okay. You're not
he
weird
really-
at all.
He really meant the stick. He wants the stick. Justin wants the stick on a bumper
That's right.
sticker.
The stick needs to be a bumper sticker.
Yes, it does.
Lenore votes cheese truck.
Cheese truck, sure.
So
You know what happened when the
Lenore-
cheese factory exploded, right?
No.
There was debris everywhere.
Well done. Way to roll the dad joke into the.
I just trying. I'm just trying.
Well done. Lenore is the niece I call cheese dip.
Oh, okay.
So that's where cheese truck comes from.
Okay. So you have a sandwich and cheese dip.
Yep. Sandwich is the
You're
work.
typically hungry around your.
I think so. I think, yeah. Yes, I think the
Okay.
joke at some point was like, I'm going to eat you.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is actually from Kelly, not my ghostwriter.
Oh.
That's the cheese truck was Kelly.
I
So
gotcha.
they are together.
What do you call a dude who tells dad jokes but has no kids?
He didn't give the answer.
What
Is that
do-
a dad joke or is that
Dude.
just a? Is this a
What
cliffhanger?
It tells dad jokes. A dude.
Tells the dad.
A goat farmer. Yeah,
That,
dude.
there's our answer.
Congrats.
Goat farmer.
You call him a goat farmer. He has no kids. Kids, small goats.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That's okay.
Yeah,
He
Phil,
would-
you're
he
gonna
would
have to help us
kids.
out.
He
We
would
don't,
have
we don't
kids.
know the answer.
Something clicked up there, but that's okay.
Faux pas.
There you go.
Get it?
Yes.
Fake dad faux
Yeah.
pas.
Faux pas. I get it. I get it.
Oh, the wait there. He didn't give the answer.
I know. That was
that was
that
solid.
dramatic pause was
Yeah.
good.
Well done, Philip
Yes.
Workman. He is
That's
my
your
brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Holly's husband.
Holly's husband.
Yes. And did you know he was my best man in my wedding, and I was his best, man
in his wedding.
That's right.
Yes, you did reveal that in an episode.
That's right.
Yes.
right.
I'm learning
So
about your family
thanks,
history.
best man. That was a good one.
Yes. No doubt.
Maybe the best.
Jimmy liked the episode Missing Statements.
Mission statements.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah. That is a good one.
Yeah.
I got another topic coming up too. I've been thinking about Craig Groeschel has a
Oh, yeah.
new book out on
Okay.
discipleship and disciplines, and it's very much to the point of kind of when Generations did the episode Thinking Ahead. What was the name of that episode? Pre-deciding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a what's that?
He did this in my,
Gotcha.
and it gave a thumbs up on the screen like
Oh
that.
wow, look at that. So that being said, yeah, he what's the other one? Jonathan Pokluda,
Yes.
Becoming Something.
Yep.
He was on their podcast, did a phenomenal. 20-minute podcast, just was really phenomenal. So we're gonna come back to that one. That's some new material for people in the future.
Sweet.
So, if I may, speaking of the future, what are your thoughts for how I see it as we're at this point? 2 years.
Thinking I might need a new.
You might. We're low budget here, but we're proud of it.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with our setup. It's pretty good.
I am too. I think it's excellent.
We are low budget, but
That wasn't an insult. Back to what you think about what the days ahead look like for how I see it.
yeah. So I think our plan. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark.
Correct me if I'm
is
wrong.
call this season 1. So we've reached 2 years, which is an incredible milestone, and we're gonna call this season 1. We're gonna take a season break.
We are going to take a season break.
Yeah, and we're not
We don't say that with excitement.
right.
Yet there is a point where we're willing to say, okay, we recognize that maybe I'm willing to say recognize that maybe towards the end we weren't necessarily as diligent as we could have been, and we just want to take some effort and kind of reprioritize, reorganize, and kind of come back even better.
Yeah,
Once we just kind of take a break, we'll still be kind of recording as necessary, but we will not have, the live like we have been having, immediate future.
yeah,
And so, like say, some of this is still in the process of being discussed.
and one of the things we talk. I mean, we've already talked about it several times today. Or guests.
Yes.
And I think be also part of the goal is, I'm trying to focus mode so it doesn't ding when I get text.
Okay.
But yeah, to be able to kind of line those up better because our schedule is such that our time is kind of consumed by the aspect and what we're doing
Your time,
to make
definitely.
it happen.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of time left over for administrative type getting interviews lined up and all that kind of stuff. So we want to make that a little bit more of a priority. So we're going to figure out how we can plan that out and do it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We're gonna go up with some people. I've already spoken with some more people about just new episodes based on their journey.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, but yes, we will. Just kind of be. Are you thinking about reposting anything? I thought about it till that point, but we're gonna just take a complete break at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
we're workshopping this right now.
we are. We are. But that's part of how we see it.
Right. Move back. The discussions people have come.
Yeah, people who've come to
Yeah.
talk about different episodes in the past.
Yeah. There's two that stand out. And we've talked about this in other emotional intelligence and
Of homeschoolers.
homeschooling, right? Yeah, and
that was a
like
homeschooling episode.
yeah, I remember getting some feedback on that, like, or actually, I don't know that.
I don't think
I think
it actually came
It
from
kind of was
outside.
self-inflicted. Yeah, it's like because I was homeschooled.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So that was one, but we with that about
Nice.
with people about that. Kind of that. What was the one Megan just said? The 7 questions.
Oh yeah,
right.
the primal question.
Questions.
Yep.
Yeah. May have hit that weren't
Oh,
mine were
that's right.
lesser than. Graham texted me and said, "I'm a 3, you turkey." And maybe I'm outing him there, and maybe he didn't want y'all to know that,
But no,
that was pretty funny.
Yes, that was funny.
Thank you, Graham.
And somebody
for
else,
calling
I'm
me
not
out.
in
Holly.
the name. Okay.
My sister. I'm just gonna say it to me because now we're telling everyone. Not okay. No, that was the goal. Call in the episode. I said I have to hear from you because I want to put faces to these numbers.
Because those numbers sounded what?
I don't recall.
Weak. No, but yes.
Yep.
That was
And then we played frisbee that week
Yeah.
and Graham week. And,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah, too. It was fun.
it was fun.
It was fun.
By the way, I'm drinking Quiet Time kombucha.
Well, Justin is making his own quiet time at this point.
It's Quiet Time kombucha's trademark, so I Phil gave that good dad joke. He said the meditation one was encouraging. I was wondering if you guys would share different ways to meditate.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts, Mark?
different ways to meditate as far as what my thoughts are on that.
I mean, that's all I got for.
Well, I'm thinking, I guess linear or better off than if we, for me personally, I think even writing my prayers down for me is a form of
Yeah.
meditation,
Same.
because what it does is it allows me to maintain a focus on what I'm seeing and stay focused in that, because I find, like if I'm just kind of laying down in bed, I might say, thank you, God, for this day. And, oh, the dogs need to be fed, that thing. And I don't, for me personally, I think that's almost a form of meditation for me, is when I'm able to stay single-minded in that aspect of prayer and actually move on, kind of pray something through to its
Yeah.
fullness.
Yeah.
And then move on to the next topic. Whereas if I'm trying to do it in my mind, I'm not.
It's jumpy and
Yeah.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna just steal that answer straight out, because
Okay.
I feel the same way. Like when I sit in that corner right there, there's my Bible and my journal,
There you go.
and there's where I sit, right there.
That's typically where Justin prays. When we wrap up,
Yeah.
he'll move out of that chair
That's
and
right.
move into
To the
that
couch,
to the end of
yeah.
the couch.
Prayer
Put his
couch.
feet up on the
Right
bench
there,
that's
right
right there.
there.
The chest.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Mark just slides back a little bit.
Yep. I just kind of spin my chair on around
Yeah.
and we discuss what needs to be prayed for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with you. So the pen, the point of the pen, I've said this to a lot of people, but like forces all of my brain into one single point on a piece of paper.
Yep.
And that is meditative for me, in the sense that, like you said, it channels all of those thoughts into one single point. And that's really healthy for me, and for all the reasons you said. And also there's, many mornings where I'm right before I journal, that I'm just meditating. Like, what do I want to say? What do I want to talk to God about today?
Oh,
You
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is like, depending on what I read that morning, or what songs playing through my head or whatever. Like so I think in some ways just having those moments available to you, and if you don't like that would be a good suggestion in terms
Sure.
of ways to meditate, is carve out time,
Yep.
alone time in your closet. The Bible,
Yeah,
uses
yeah.
that metaphor. Yeah, another thing that I consider meditative is, when we talk about the episode planting things.
Oh, sure.
Well, like for me, walking around the yard and looking at the different things growing and the status, and
Sure.
just it is meditative in the sense of thinking God, thinking through the seasons, and what's happening now, and like. And that it is meditative for me. It kind of broadens my thoughts from just this bud on this one tree to
Sure.
the bigger picture, and how, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of almost shift from the creation to the creator.
Yeah.
In those moments when you look at the intricacies of the plants and how they develop, and
Yeah.
that's how I'm hearing in that process, no doubt.
Also, I think it's a very personal thing, how meditating, and I think there might be a bajillion answers to it, right?
No, I hear you.
Yeah, those are some ideas. Does that answer your question? Should we
Wow.
move on to the next?
Sure.
All right. Nora says Timbuktu for truck. That's also a good name. You know, we're gonna have to start. Michelle said that's a winner. We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to write all these. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Write it all down, and then get votes.
Write
That's how we get a name.
Write it all down. It's all written down. People can see that.
All right, you gotta. I don't know how to get them to vote though. Whatever. Next.
Well, if you put in so in other words, people contribute a name. So if other people want to vote, then it's not their name. Then that's considered a vote, right?
If they just re-say one, you
Yeah.
mean? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do that. If you like one that you want to
Yeah.
vote on, just re-say it.
So we have,
This is the
we
number of mentions.
Yeah, we have Timbuktu and Piney and Duke.
You can also look
and-
at the likes on the submissions,
Okay.
because you can like it like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can like it like that.
Look at like. All right. A magician was walking down the street. Then he turned into a store.
Ah, that's right.
I like it. Nice job, Megan.
No
I don't know
doubt.
where you're getting all these, but I'm impressed. It's
No
very
doubt.
daddish of you.
There was another one that I read about.
Philip said love you, so that was very nice.
Oh, that was very nice.
Thank you, Phil. Love you too.
Yeah. You know why vampires don't typically feel well? Because they're always coughing.
Always coughing. Get it?
Yeah, in a coffin,
Yeah.
coughing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what you call this is one of my favorites. You know what you call a smart dinosaur? A thesaurus.
A thesaurus. Well done. That's a good one. As evidenced by my groaning.
Yes, but that is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good.
So Timbuktu is back in again.
All right.
So yeah, that's how we can
Megan
do it.
She already said this, but I liked it. Oh no, this is a different one. I liked Apology Styles.
Oh, okay.
So that one was good too. I
Yep.
liked it. Megan said, Graham said, "You are a turkey." And he's not wrong.
Timbuktu.
Timbuktu. I think we're caught up on the comments
Oh,
unless
nice.
I missed them. Dad, make me a sandwich, please. Voila, you're a sandwich. Oh, voila, you're a sandwich.
Ah, there you go.
I messed that up. I said
the
voila, but
that's the magician one.
that's still the magician at work right there. Yeah. Voila, you're a sandwich.
That's right. So, back to the other part of.
That was for Megan, by the way.
Yes, thanks, Megan.
They must have pulled out the joke book over there.
They must have. They might have Googled.
Yeah.
Googled.
I think Joseph's got a few joke books.
Probably.
Maybe.
Most young boys do. Yes.
What were we gonna say? Sorry.
We were talking about interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of your faves?
Well, typically, in all honesty, this has been a fun journey in the process of being mindful of what I say. I know we started out with a lot of Markisms, in the very beginning, and
Like I say.
like I said, or the one recent one that Chris brought to my attention was
I know.
and so yeah, I think that has been good interaction between Chris and I. In that process, she definitely listens some of the most of the time, and I think I've appreciated that value, and I think I've been able to recognize that years ago in our relationship, I would have heard her critique as saying you don't like me, and I'm not there anymore. That's kind of a neat thing to be able to look back and say, okay, yep, who she is, she has, these expectations for a reason, and they're valuable to me now, whereas years ago they probably wouldn't have been. So
Yeah.
that interaction with her has been good.
If you know Chris, you know she's an iron sharpener,
Oh, no doubt.
right?
No doubt.
Which is a amazing characters. Like,
Yeah.
If you
She
if you
sees
know
what
her,
something
if you love
could.
you can you can throw thanks to her
Yeah.
input in your life, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So yeah.
And then, like you say, I've had some, Linda, my mother-in-law, she's,
Yeah.
been a lot of good text messages back and forth.
Linda, if you're listening, I've really enjoyed hearing what you have to say through Mark.
Oh,
I
there
don't
you
know
go.
how much of that is his translation and he messed it up, but I really enjoy what he says you're saying. So,
Sure. No. So that's been good conversation.
Yeah,
You
cool.
know, it's been neat to even, interact with people at church,
Yeah.
we did pre-marriage counseling.
Yeah.
And and then to have that couple marry that couple and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's, that's kind of been
Yeah.
a neat part of that journey.
That
And
was a How I See It marriage. Can we claim that, you guys? Is that okay? Megan and I had the honor of doing marriage counseling with them,
Yep.
and then you had the honor of marrying them.
yeah,
But it wasn't all at the same time.
no,
And we didn't
not all the
record
same
it
day.
as an episode, so I
Yeah.
guess not really How I See It.
Exactly.
But yes, that was very much an honor, and it was cool to be able to, talk about marriage counseling with you.
Oh, sure.
In that episode, that was a
Yeah.
cool spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So yeah, that's like, to your point, cool to see how the podcast is kind of folded into different aspects of our lives, and
Oh, sure.
it's cool. And I will say this: I don't know how many are listening right now or will watch this, but there's a few in our small group. We host a 20s and something small group,
Sure.
age group, 20s and 30, whatever. Anyway, every once in a while they'll talk about an episode they listened to or what they got, and it's just that's always really cool
neat.
to hear that from them, and just to hear that it is making an impact of any kind. So
Sure.
that's definitely one of my favorites to kind of hear in that context.
Typically a 20-something, if you will, 20, 30-something.
Yeah.
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 No. And that being said, know that by all means, speaking on behalf of Justin, it has been our honor to be able to have this time, to have you choose to spend this time with us.
Yes.
Because we realize there's a lot of ways that you can spend your time. There's a lot of other things that can be doing. There's a ton of other podcasts out there. So just know that, we value your input. We value those opportunities we get to be able to talk with you directly or even entertain questions. I know Jerry was another person who, would, or initially, we talk with a lot about the podcasts and by all means, just the people that we're interacting with now,
Holly and Phil.
Jimmy will definitely,
Jimmy,
be able to talk and,
Yeah, thank you all for the conversations we have, and
this you folks make doing this worthwhile for us.
Yes. And like I said, Holly and Phil, my brother and sister-in-law, my sister and brother-in-law, they shared a lot of thoughts over the last
neat.
couple of years. It's been really fun to have. To get their thoughts on things. And I know one thing Holly said before, she's like, I wish I could just be there to talk with you guys.
Oh, sure.
Well, you are. You're here now. So what do you got to say, Holly? Bring it on. Give us your best questions.
She
already
did with meditation.
That's
That was
right.
a good
Keep
question.
them coming.
Like you say. No doubt.
All right. Then let's see where we at.
you're
Holly
getting more
wrote.
votes.
Megan wrote voila.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Megan said, "I vote for Honeydew." LOL. That
Yeah.
was her submission.
That was her
We didn't stipulate any rules that you can't
That's
put your
true.
own vote for your own name in there. So, Holly
Holly's-
said you should interview that couple. Oh,
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun if they'd be up for it.
I don't know.
Yeah. How could we improve in that whole the How I See It marriage package? How could we improve our offering?
I think we need to get a hold of marketing first. Yes. The
That
how,
would
the
be
how I
fun.
see it package deal.
If
We
you're
could-
the couple that we're referring to and you're interested, hit us up.
Yep. We might even be able to throw, a weekend getaway at Sparrow's Rest in there,
Package
in
deal.
in the future.
Okay.
Not the near
You get
future.
marriage counseling. You get a marriage. What do you call that? Officiant.
A ceremony?
A ceremony officiant. Oh, they're gonna do the ceremony at
Oh
Sparrow's
yeah, we
Rest?
can marry people there.
All right. And then you get a package deal. You stay somewhere there.
But you'd have to have the marriage counseling done before the ceremony. You can't,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely have stipulations involved.
I like this package. It'll-
Justin's talking about prenup. I mean, what do you call that? Not prenuptials, but renewal. Yes. He wants the renewal package. He's going
That's
to
right.
do that for his 20th. You got
The
20.
renewal package. That'd be cool.
Yeah, you could do
20th is this July.
Yeah, so you could do a renewal package.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
The gears are
Have
turning.
you offered it yet? Is that what you're at
You
Sparrow's
know,
Rest?
if I get enough break from doing the podcast,
That's right. There you go. Wish granted.
there you go.
I'm coming. July.
Okay. July
It's
renewals.
like, ooh, I better get started.
Oh yeah, yeah, we could do that. We could do it on the front porch.
Nice.
Rain or shine.
The renewal.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
All right, honey. You hear that?
Yeah.
Front porch.
Front porch.
July. You should oh, we already read that.
Interview that couple.
Megan said yes. So that's not up to us, but maybe. If there's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could put it out there.
Yep.
Another person that I will be in contact with.
Ooh, I see people joining on Instagram.
Oh, look at that.
2 people. I think only one is present right now.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Welcome to them. Welcome to you Instagrammers.
Look at that.
You can put comments in Instagram too. We'll answer them there as well.
Oh, yeah?
And submissions.
We will, or you will.
We will.
Good.
Well, no, I mean we're talking answers.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying.
So if you're just joining us again, thank you for joining us. We're just hanging out,
Yeah.
chatting, celebrating 2 years.
2 years.
Good deal.
Yes, indeed.
You get an opportunity to help name my truck, so just put your name submissions in
Yep.
chat and try and
So-
garner as many likes on your.
So if I may,
You may.
if it was up to you at this point, just kind of what are your top two,
I have to.
top three?
You give me way too much credit for my memory. It's like when you ask what my favorite episode is. Well, I gotta look at them all. I gotta look at the submissions.
Okay. Well, is there, just
'Cause
before you
I
look
have-
back,
I have-
are there any that are just kind of jumping out to you at this point?
Just I have recency bias, so Timbuktu and Honeydew is what I remember.
Okay. What about Duke? Duke was one of the primary
Duke was good.
ones.
Oh, I did like the Bergford.
Yeah.
That one might be my favorite
Really?
because it's just funny.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to figure out it was my name in the truck.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm just curious. That's where I was at.
I'm not saying it wins. I'm just
Nope,
saying
nope.
the US.
I was just wondering the ones that came out of the top. So yeah.
I love Mark's beard, Phil said. And Megan said, it's a good beard.
Oh, well, thank
We
you,
agree.
folks.
You need to show him your beard.
This is
Give-
my
Give him
beard.
the whole pack. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's far more
It is a
gray than
good
it used to
beard.
be. It
But I
used to
like
be
it.
this
It's,
this part here wasn't quite so gray, but it's all yeah.
I like the gray. It's a good look.
Not much I can do about it
No.
other than color.
Well, you could,
I could,
actually.
but yeah.
There's-
So I mean, naturally, there's not much I can do about
Yeah.
it. So it is what it is.
There are some coloring things that are natural. So
Crayons,
blueberries.
blueberries, yes.
I don't know.
But I'm afraid it would be a different color that I'm
Yeah.
looking for.
Blue.
Yeah, not much into
You,
the
you
blue.
could try it.
I'm not into the blue. I'll be honest.
How do you know? Have you
I'm
tried
pretty.
it?
I'm pretty kind of al natural kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know.
Well, then you're gonna have to like that gray because
Yeah.
it's natural. I like it.
It,
It's a
it
good
used,
song.
and I know
My guy's been gray too. But
I know people know the story behind the beard, but now it's like well, it used to be red, so
Mm.
that's how people would say, "Where did Lizzie get her red hair from?" And that
so
was
you grew. That's
so-
why I grew a beard. So
that's
that
why I
you
had
know.
a beard. So yeah, at
She
that
is
point-
my daughter. Now stop it. See.
Quit picking on her.
But now you're kind of out of luck
yeah,
again.
but now it's like she's out of luck at that
Yeah.
point because she's not gray anymore, but
Yeah.
or at all
Yeah.
yet. So
anymore. She grew out of it.
exactly.
Well done, Lizzie. You're reverse aging. You're Benjamin Button.
There you
the
go.
Girl version.
But yeah,
Lizzie Button
thank you, folks.
for the beard comment.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the beard comment.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Oh, favorite episodes. Oh, and what have we learned?
What does this was supposed to be the first question.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
What does?
What does the fact that we've achieved 2 years, what does it mean to you?
That's a good question, in all honesty. And I think part of it is when we take that into consideration, that is 104 opportunities to sit down and have a conversation with you in that process and be able to step away and think about things differently than I did before.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I think about that as 104 times, in some ways that doesn't seem like much,
Hmm.
in comparison
Yeah.
to how many times you brush your teeth in a lifetime,
Hmm.
you know. But at the same time, in 2 years, to stop and think about how many times we've had deliberate conversations with someone, that's a pretty high number.
Yeah.
When you really stop
Yeah.
and think about it, if I may, I mean, I'm just thinking about comparisons, but you would probably attend, give or take, 104 sermons
Hmm.
in the process of 2 years, give or take,
Mm-hmm.
could, and as I'm thinking about that, it's like, yeah, I find, because, and in some ways it's similar, because as I step away, and this is another fun part for me, is there is a lot of the conversation in some cases doesn't even always get recorded.
Yeah.
Probably some of our best stuff
Hmm.
has been, we got to the point where we just had to start recording when we started having a conversation, because when we were thinking it, we'd have some really good conversations, and it's like we couldn't ever really duplicate that.
Yeah.
You couldn't just go back.
Yeah.
And I think we've had some post conversations because we've been able to say, oh, shucks,
Yeah.
I wish I would have I thought about it a little later, and I wish I would have said this,
Mm-hmm.
those kind of things. So that's kind of what it means to me, is that ability. And then we have the ability to come back together, the next week and say, what were your thoughts on this? Did you think anything more about that?
Mm-hmm.
And, in some ways, it's kind of like being able to interact with each other in a follow-up way. When I think about it from a sermon point of view, not that we're either one of us are, pastors per se, but it's kind of like that ability to interact with each other and follow up on those same thoughts,
Yeah.
and what God's saying to you,
Yeah.
or what has God said to you further about that topic since then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you could summarize all of that in 2 sentences, what would it be?
Summarize what I
Or
just
maybe you
said,
can't, yeah.
what it means to me.
Yeah. Maybe you can't. That's okay too. I'm just curious.
It would mean I've had the ability to have 104 good, meaningful conversations that include follow up with you about what God is telling us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. That's good. Thank you, Mark.
Hey, happy to do it.
Yeah, I think for me,
Mm-hmm.
just 100. It's interesting because 104, like you said, in some context, doesn't seem like
Sure.
a big number.
Exactly.
But when I hold up my phone and I scroll
Mm-hmm.
through,
Sure.
to me that's a big number. Like,
Sure.
It took
Yeah.
some effort to scroll through that list. And
Just think
when
if you had the font that's on my phone, it would just go for
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
No.
we should have done your phone. It's been really impressive. No, but I mean, when we look at the spreadsheet, I have a spreadsheet of every episode.
Sure.
It's like scrolling through that thing and trying to get an idea of what all we've covered is not simple. Like it's not straightforward. It requires
Yeah.
some intention. All that to say, I feel very thankful to have kind of that body of work, so to speak, between us, and to be
Okay.
able to have that kind of done and out and in the world, so to speak.
Sure.
And the accomplishment of it feels very rewarding to me, to be able to say these are 104 topics that we felt very, were meaningful, and we had meaningful conversation. And I believe it's at least, like you said, if no one else, of a lot of value to me in that
Sure.
conversation. And so for me, the accomplishment side of it rings, significant. If
Sure.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A work, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good word for it. Yep. And it takes a lot to talk about doing a thing. You know what I mean? I mean,
Sure.
sorry,
It doesn't take
a
much
lot
to
to talk
talk
about
about
it
it.
doing a thing. And I've talked about kind of the idea of podcasting for many years, off and on, or not just podcasting, but writing a blog or YouTube or whatever, just something to have a, like you said, a body of work or whatever. But to actually do a thing is significant to me, and so I'm thankful to have been able to say that. You know, to
Oh,
be
sure.
able to look back and say that,
Yeah.
that's a, like you said,
Yeah,
a body of work.
I can remember some of our initial conversations. You know, it's like, you know, the topic would come up, and you know, there would be this, you know, banter. Well, when are we going to do it? You know, and
Yeah.
along the way, somebody basically said, you know, okay, first of the year. You know,
Yeah.
and then we started out putting some in the bank. We recorded a bunch. That's why, I mean, that's actually why our anniversary, if you will, our
Yeah,
I'll call it our podcast
our
year.
birthday, someone said.
Yeah, is in February, because we started at the beginning of the calendar year and recorded probably, was it 6 weeks, give or take? Well, it
think
must have
so.
been pretty close to 6
Yeah.
weeks, so that we'd have a bank
Yep.
to be able to release from, because we didn't want that pressure
Yep.
of having to
Every
do
week.
it on a weekly basis. But now we're back to that
Yeah.
point where we're
We
basically
worked our way out of that bank.
Yeah.
And that pressure's on.
yeah.
Which is another good, helpful reason to have a break and
No doubt.
kind of get caught up. And again, when we come back, to be able to have some bank and some
Yeah.
plans in place and some scheduled interviews and that kind of thing.
No doubt.
It's all good stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that being said, have any of your conversations about these polarizing topics changed your mind? I think for me,
I have to look at the list again.
well, I'm still going to go back to how my views of social media, maybe not, I still have the same views regarding how much time is spent in social media and its influence, you know, especially in kids' lives. But I will say I value social media's influence far more than, you know, I did initially. I guess it would be fair to say I saw it almost more as, you know, kind of strictly bad, more so from the beginning, as far as,
Yeah.
and I think I saw it so much from how much time, you know, it captures from people, or how much time people offer social media. And, you know, it's kind of like a void, you know, cause it will take all the time you want to give it. And I think that was that's definitely something that's changed a little more in my thoughts. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I feel similarly in the sense that most of these conversations shifted my position, at least some.
I hear you.
And I think that's one of the reasons we do this and we like doing this. The idea of polarizing topics is to kind of release your version of the truth and try and find more of the actual truth, right? Like, so,
Sure.
and I feel like, you know, almost every one of these conversations has provided that opportunity to kind of rethink things, and so I'm thankful for that. As far as actually changing directions, I mean, I'm just looking through them, and
Sure.
what about you?
As far as what?
Actually changing your mind. I mean, that your social media one was good, but
Oh, actually changing my mind. No,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that was the biggest one for me. And have they all had a certain level of influence? Sure. You know, and I think that's where, you know, if I may, in that continuum, if you will, social media was probably the largest shift for
Yeah.
me in that process as I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
I think for one that stood out to me, I lost it already. Yeah, crap.
It's all right.
Oh, Pride. We talked about Pride, and I feel like that one shifted my perspective a little bit in the sense that,
Oh, I remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
Uh,
That was another one we had some really good conversation about and lost. Do you remember that? It was either a glitch.
no, I erased those from my memory, just like the actual recording.
I gotcha.
I don't remember that specific one, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's happened a few times, unfortunately.
It's all good. You know what? Our second year, that has happened far less than our first year.
Yes, it's true. There's something to be said for experience.
Yes, no doubt. But yes.
The aging one didn't change my mind. What it did was open my mind to the concept and the thought of it, and
Sure.
I didn't necessarily like that. Right?
I
If
gotcha.
you recall, it was like kind of uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
so we worked through that. Yeah, I mean, I can't.
That was
Just
that.
a quick glance, I don't see any of that. Drastically changed my mind, but I think
That's
that's
because we're probably still more stubborn than we want to
Yeah, I
admit.
know. We need to redo changing our minds, I guess. There's some more good questions in here. Are there any episodes you wish you could do over?
Oh. Is it going to sound prodful if I say no?
No.
I didn't think so either. But I mean,
It could if you're.
yeah, I guess. I mean, would there be?
You could make it prideful if you want.
Here's how I'll answer that question. Are there some that might have seemed redundant? Possibly. And yet I think that's how our lives are. You know, it's like, cause I mean, there's been a number of times when we've come together and, I'll say, either you or I have had an idea and we put it out there and we kind of come back and, well, that kind of sounds like the one we already did on, or that already sounds like the one we did on listening,
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, we've kind of, as we've we reach 104, you kind of
Yes.
recognize, well, it's going, that's the nature of it. It's going to happen.
So yeah, I've come to realize that there's going to be some overlap. That's a part of life. It was far easier at the very beginning, and I think some of those first ones, like Holy Spirit, that was definitely one of my favorite ones. Early on talking about God and even humor, levity. I even like the first one we did so much.
I'll edit that out.
You got a 15-second delay there. Well, I don't know what you're supposed to do with it, but either way.
What'd you say? The beginning one, something.
As far as Holy Spirit was one of the first ones, humor, levity, and how I see it, our intro, I thought was real good. And then you kind of had the integrity one.
Yeah.
As far as, our lives being a whole and how we, live our lives.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think,
Thank you, Megan. She said, bless you.
Oh, cool. I apologize if I forgot.
think
But,
you did. My feelings are hurt again.
it just happens. It just happens. But, and mission statement, that was another Chesterson's Fence,
I'm kind of fond of the first ones. Like you're mentioning that first span. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like those were the ones we were like the most excited. Don't get me wrong. We're excited about them. And some of them like come out of nowhere. We're like, man, what a good, you know what I mean?
Right.
But those first, I want to say 20, I don't know. Within those first 20 are probably my favorites. The wives are in there, but yeah. The Chesterton's Fence, I really like that one. We have referenced that one often.
Sure.
So I don't know.
And I think that's another reason that I'm excited about, the upcoming interviews.
Yeah.
To be able to have, if you will, even it's almost kind of a testimony type dynamic. excuse me, to be able to,
Excuse you.
yeah,
Megan will say excuse you in 15 seconds.
and to be able to, talk that through.
Yeah.
That's another part of it because you just, yeah.
I do have one I'd like to do over.
Do you?
Yeah.
Which one would that be?
The Elias Dummer one.
Really?
Yes, because the
Oh, the
recording
audio.
got jacked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
but
mad about
that would be the audio only.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Just because of the I mean, it's pretty rare you get someone who's a national recording artist on your podcast,
Yeah.
and so it just felt like a really bummer of a missed opportunity.
I hear you.
Which
We definitely
it's there.
We
but
definitely didn't get the bump off that we were hoping we would.
we didn't. And I don't want to talk about it. All right, next question. What was a topic that was difficult to discuss?
Oh, wow.
There's a few for me, to be honest. I mean, I already mentioned aging. That was kind of a
Yep.
tough one because. So if you haven't realized it, Mark makes me get vulnerable in almost every episode. So there are a good chunk of them that I don't necessarily enjoy. Like, what was the question? Difficult. Yeah, they're difficult. They're difficult. But I don't regret it, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. And
Sure.
but they are difficult. I know every time I talk about depression, that's always difficult. I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been, and granted, the probably more so the vulnerability one, like you mentioned. Not we did one on vulnerability.
We
didn't
did, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't the one, but I think
Dark Night of the Soul.
Dark Night of the Soul was definitely a little more, difficult in that process. And then I believe I wasn't sure whether it was transgender, where I shared a little more of my past experience and the abuse and that kind of thing. That was definitely a little more difficult, but at the same time, it was also something that I believe offers hope to somebody else. So yeah, I think that was definitely still a good. Yeah, I guess I just come away with a greater sense of hope for what God can do in anybody's circumstance. When we recognize, and even well, I shouldn't say even, but especially Sarah Hall's,
Yeah.
Because
About abortion.
Yeah, on abortion. That was when you think of difficult, to I think to
That one was a difficult one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
But no,
carry on, 'cause
but
I don't want-
because of that level of vulnerability and asking someone to share to that degree, it was difficult in the sense of not taking the topic lightly.
Yeah.
And yet I think it was so beneficial because there's a lot of these topics that we knew we had to have somebody else address in order to do it justice, because we couldn't just sit in here and talk about some of these topics
Yeah.
and actually
One
have
of those
it
that's
be
been on the
meaningful.
docket since the very beginning is racism, and we've said just like abortion, those were two that were on the list for a long time that we said, well, we're
Yes.
not willing to just sit here and chat about those. We want to get someone who who can answer from that side of the picture, and have that conversation. So that one's still, on the docket, but abortion, thankfully, Sarah, I'm just so thankful she was willing to come share her story a little bit and chat with us. And that one was hard. I'm so thankful she was there and willing to do it.
Yeah.
I think along those lines, the ones where we stretch a little bit into territory that, and we try and be very, how I see it, very transparent about, like, we're not necessarily the most qualified to talk about this, but it's an important topic. So here we go.
Yep.
I mean, even last week we did a conversation about marijuana. It's like, I said, I don't know anything about marijuana.
Right.
I don't, I just know what's happening in culture around me, that kind of thing. And so there's a few times where we talk about stuff that I'm like, we're just talking about it from how I see it perspective. So just make sure you understand that. Like, we're not trying to, right? So those can be difficult just in the sense of trying to balance it properly.
Sure.
To where
Yeah,
Does
to
that
where
make
we're
sense?
not just offering our biases to
Yes.
somebody else to reaffirm,
Right.
but yet we're actually talking about things
Hmm.
in a way that is a little bit polarizing to where we're able to have or accept influence from one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many topics that are very faux pas, right? And a lot of the topics that we've covered, we've tried to cover because they're kind of faux pas, or polarize. They're a topic that can be polarizing, and therefore they can be faux. It can be faux pas, and so those, they can always be challenging. You thinking about that dad joke? Faux pas.
I'm thinking about the use of the word faux pas in that it can be faux pas, but it's okay.
That's true. It can be. Lost
But
my thought.
you asked me what I was
Oh,
thinking
they can
about,
be
I told you.
challenging. So as far as difficulty goes, those are difficult to try and
Yeah.
say what you think should be said, but in a way that says, but also take it with a grain of salt. It's just me saying it, and like kind of trying to treat those topics with respect and balance them properly is difficult. And I don't.
No doubt.
There's a lot of times, to Phil's question about ones you wish you could redo. There are a lot of times where I feel like I just don't know if we said it right. If that
I
makes
hear you.
sense. It's more
Yeah.
often me, but I
No,
say
no,
me,
no.
but-
I would dare say there are, as far as a redo, I'd still say no.
Right.
And yet,
I agree.
Are there edits that I would make, or times when I would have thought about it, I wish I would have said it. I think we even took one episode. I forget which one it was. Or there was one where we definitely, maybe it was a year in review last year. I think
What do we?
Well, I think we identified some things that we would do differently.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
there, because I knew there was at least one area that I wish I would have stated it differently. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know this person?
Do I know this person? Oh, sure, Aaliyah. By all means, that's Chris's niece, my niece,
You say it, Aaliyah
Aaliyah,
Snyder.
Aaliyah Snyder. Yep.
Thank you, Aaliyah
Yeah.
Snyder.
Good to have you, Aaliyah. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Awesome.
No doubt.
Well, the comments are drying up. You guys got any other thoughts? What did you ask him to say earlier? Oh, I guess that was the questions that are coming in. Is that correct?
Yeah, we were answering questions that came in.
Is that what you asked him earlier? I can't remember the question you asked.
Oh, when I put it out there,
Yeah.
as far as any favorite episodes
Favorite
for them,
episodes,
that's
right.
what
Yeah.
I put it out there. Yeah.
Are there any episode? What was your least favorite episode? And/or you answered the question. Is there a topic that was difficult to hear, or one that you wish we would do over? I'd love to have them answer
if
that.
there was,
The question
Oh,
for
for
them.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Is there
I
a
was gonna
topic
say.
they wish we would do over, or it was
Yeah.
difficult to hear, painful? I know.
yeah, there's probably
our
been
wives
more
have
than
mentioned-
one that's
yeah.
been painful
Yes.
for our wives to listen
Yes,
to. There's
yes.
no doubt there.
They've mentioned that a few times. So.
But yeah, and then,
Also, there were some boring ones. I know that.
yeah. So what
Based on
would your
wives.
least favorite be?
Least favorite.
Yep, your least favorite.
I gotta go back to the list here.
Thinking of least favorite. Seriously was taking ourselves too serious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, probably I'll be honest, probably one of mine might be beards and tattoos. Because I would have thought if somebody said what was their least favorite, I would have thought maybe that would have came up. And that's probably because that might be mine.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way.
Well, that's okay.
I have fond memories of that one.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I do not mean to diminish your fond memories.
You just hurt my feelings again. That's fine. I'm used to it.
At least you're getting used to it.
Yeah, I have fond memories of that one.
Okay.
But
It was fun. Don't get me wrong.
there's a difference between you and me, which is, as
Yes.
everybody knows, I like talking about myself. And Mark does not. So,
Yes.
sorry, everyone.
No.
Oh,
It-
Sarah's here. Yay. She said thank you.
Oh, cool.
Because Michelle
you,
said,
Sarah.
I'm still so proud of Sarah for that. She will continue to touch people with her story, which
No
I
doubt.
agree 1,000%.
No doubt.
Yay.
Yep.
Thank you all.
What was the topic? So what was your least favorite?
Philip said, Phil, my brother,
Yep.
said, no other show was more thought-provoking and challenging. He's referring to the Sarah episode. Yeah, that was... very much feel the same way about that episode. It was
Sure.
very, it's good. I challenge anyone, if you feel super strongly and judgy about a certain particular topic, which I didn't feel that way about abortion, just so we're clear, but like putting someone across from you and letting them tell you their story will change your perspective. It's in a good way.
No
it
doubt.
will loosen some of that,
Yep.
that's, we've talked about this before too, but part of Celebrate Recovery, they get testimony. We hear testimony every other week, and
Sure.
that over the last umpteen years we've been doing CR has really changed my heart on a lot of the polarized topics.
Oh, no doubt.
Right? 'Cause
Sure.
you hear about people, what's the quote of Mark's? People who are like that are normal because... Can you say it the right way? Because it's very...
You're getting it. No, you're
Weirdos
not.
aren't weird if they grew up
If
weird.
you knew their parents were weird, they're not. If you knew how weird their parents were, you'd realize that they're not that weird. Does that work?
Nailed it. Bumper sticker worthy.
Yes. You trying still?
You're not. I can't.
There's absolutely
nothing
nothing.
wrong with you.
Yes. Everything you do,
Do makes perfect sense.
based on
Who you are,
and
where you've come from.
nice job.
So hard. I don't know why. I cannot. I need to write it
That I
down.
may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you in the
forever in the next. Amen. Well done. Is that a tough one for you? Okay.
but it's similar.
Yeah. All right. A couple other comments.
Oh, I like that one there's another one from Aaliyah too. That was sorry. Go ahead and read down.
You
to-
jump. Go ahead.
I did. I jumped down too, but if there was something else.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. I like the ones on conflict. I didn't like the AI one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. AI.
Understood.
Yep,
We
would not
notice
be.
with our wives, like when we talk about relational type things, it's better. And when we talk about
Some of the relational stuff we get from our wives.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be
That's right.
honest.
like AI, it doesn't really impact
Yeah.
Megan. So I
Yep.
get that. Yeah. The other one, I think Chris groaned at was hypnotism, or was that Megan?
Could have been both.
Yeah.
Could have been both.
That was not a favorite of theirs.
Yeah.
which I thought it was super interesting, but whatever. Sarah said Pride was my favorite and also the most difficult to listen to. That's good. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
So you want to read
Aaliyah?
Is she your niece?
Yeah.
Niece.
Yep. Did your co-host's opinion ever surprise you in any episode? There we go. Couldn't quite fill out that last word. Did my opinion surprise you in any episode? I have one in my mind.
All right, go ahead. I'm going to look through the list.
I'll be honest with you. Gun control was one that I
What was my opinion first?
Well, to be honest with you, I gave you a little more. I think I extended that our lives were a little more similar from a background.
Oh, okay.
That you basically grew up with guns in high school the same way I did.
Right.
I
Gotcha.
extended that to you
Right.
based on the fact you came from, Minnesota,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of thing. I said, yeah,
Which there was a lot of hunters
sure.
around me, but it just wasn't my life.
Yeah, so that was probably one that probably surprised me the most as far as that goes, and then even just the ability that not I wouldn't say you were more. I wouldn't say we were far away, but yeah, just on that continuum.
Yeah.
No, I think
Yeah.
that was one where because I remember sending that one. That one actually came about as we were talking about Australia's gun control and so on
yeah.
and so forth, and we were sending some articles back and forth. Yeah, that was definitely. So we were definitely doing some fact checking on that one.
Yep.
That was a fun one as far as just our differences actually being able to be talked through. I think that was definitely a fun one, as far as our actual ability to be polarized on that topic
Yeah.
was kind of fun in that.
Yeah,
process.
I agree. I like
Yeah.
when we have a bigger gap.
I agree.
I enjoy that, but it's pretty rare. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
No, I hear you. But was there any other time that was surprising?
I'm still looking. You got
Okay.
any other examples?
Well, I was thinking about you with Pride. I think Pride was
Mm.
one of those ones that, as when you think
yeah.
about changing
Yes.
a perspective, I think it was just kind of how different we were.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've thought about it too in the context of, I think we both think about legacy maybe now a little differently than we did when we first started it. When you brought up the word a work, I think that's kind of what you
work?
when you talk about the 2 years
Oh,
being
yes.
a work.
That's a good
I think
example
that's
of-
a great example
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
that legacy means
Yes.
to you, to
That-
have something of value
Yes.
that you are leaving behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes to the Pride episode, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is a good example of where I was surprised that we were as different as we were. Right?
Sure.
And just in the sense that, you know, we talk a lot at length about it, but like for me to be able to accomplish something that's, you know, that's of worth, and to be able to hold it
Substantial.
and show it, is like means something. And for you, it just didn't have that kind of meaning. So I think I was surprised by that. And like, to me, I just kind of came into like you with gun control, came into the conversation with an assumption that we would kind
sure.
of be in line with the same idea, and then it wasn't. And,
Sure.
again, I enjoy that, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed kind of rethinking Pride from that perspective, you know?
Sure.
So yeah, that's good answer.
Oh, wow.
For me.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hypnosis was Michelle's least favorite. She's right up there with Chris and Megan.
Yeah, that's funny.
Exactly.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are being honest. Please keep them coming. Let's see. Jimmy said the AI probably changed his perspective the most. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to know more about that, what that means. But
Yeah.
yeah. I think if I had to guess, I think Jimmy's similar to you in his kind of frustration with technology.
I gotcha.
So I could see how it could be a little enlightening to hear about how it's being used in a lot of good ways, maybe.
In a positive
or like,
manner.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe. And that it's not this fancy robot in a
Sure.
room. It's like, you know,
Yep.
maybe, I don't know.
Different viewpoints, that's for sure.
Yep. Any other of my opinions surprise you?
Any of your other opinions surprise you? No, not really. I mean, I thought capitalism, socialism was good. You definitely had a more. I give you credit for being more enlightened, where in a positive sense.
Okay. That's
About
nice of you.
you know I forget the word a socialistic perspective.
Yeah.
You had a word for it. Moderated democratic view, something along
Democratic
that.
socialist?
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's not, yeah.
But there was some
Yeah.
other viewpoint that I thought you did a nice job of. It was a good awareness for me,
Yeah.
based on
Yeah.
hearing that from you. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. I just had one. Shoot.
Least favorites? Is that what you had, or
No.
where it changed?
Oh, shoot. I just stop talking. Oh, excellence. I think
Okay.
that was one where I was a little surprised that we weren't. And maybe I might be fuzzy on what, but for
No,
me,
I
I had
remember.
this idea that you and I were like, excellence really matters, and
Mm-hmm.
and you surprised me with like, maybe not so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, just based on the excellence I see from Mark and the work that he does and the effort he puts into the things he does, that of course he thinks excellence is of utmost importance, like I do. You know?
Yeah.
And
No.
I think you helped moderate my view a little bit on that too. You know,
I
in
gotcha.
the sense of like, oh,
Yeah.
so you can still be excellent but not care so much about it,
Sure.
which is, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
No doubt.
nice.
So yeah.
Ernie's
Oh,
Linda
that's
Schooley. There she
Linda
is.
Schooley. Sure enough. Nice.
It's nice to have you, Linda.
Yep. Good to have you.
What was your least favorite episode, Linda? Be
Ooh.
honest, please.
There you go.
We've already heard some, so you won't hurt her feelings more than mine already is. That's an ongoing theme. So
Yes, indeed. No doubt.
I see Michelle put a target. I don't know what that is, but I mean, what
Spot
it's
on.
for. Spot on.
Laugh out loud. That's what your wife said.
To the hypnosis was my least favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she's laughing that we were saying, yeah, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably everyone's least favorite. That would be my guess. Like,
You think?
I don't know.
That's okay.
3 out of
AI might have been one of the closer to the bottom for me
For
too.
you.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
That's funny.
Now let's just think about it. But
I did
there
enjoy
again,
the
I
AI
did
one.
not mean to hurt your feelings by saying that.
That's all right. I'm just keeping them steady at the same hurt level.
Okay.
So
Yes.
just keep it there, and we're fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the studio? Oh, go ahead. You're gonna.
So, that being said, I realize we're coming
Yeah.
down on
Yeah.
we're heading towards 2 hours on this.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, that being said, would there be anything else that you would want to say based on getting close to being able to wrap up this session, this episode?
I think mainly just a big fat thank you.
Sure.
To all you guys for being a part of this journey and contributing your commentary, your jokes, your feedback, mentioning the episodes that your least favorite, helping name my truck. That's just from tonight.
Oh, sure.
But like the whole journey has been really enjoyable because of you guys and being able to have those conversations. I think you and I are in the same boat where if there was never any conversations from any of y'all during this period of time, the purpose wouldn't have been there and we wouldn't have been able to sustain it, but it's felt for purposeful because of those
Sure.
conversations we've had. And
Yeah.
so just thankful. I think that's
Yep.
the main thing I'd like to leave with.
And I think, what was it? Just a little, was it a little more? A little more be all right?
Yeah.
We talked about kind of what, that was one of the first ones or earlier ones.
Look at our studio audience.
Oh, sorry. Well, I've been looking at you
I
most
know.
of the evening. So, I think,
As you're closing up and you're,
okay. Am I closing up?
I don't know.
Am I hunkering in? No, just joking. Either way, as we talked about a little more, be all right. I was able to think about it in the context of, or we talked about it in the context of what this would be. And I think I give you credit because you had a view of what a podcast could be in terms of how many people and, being able to grow a podcast to, so many, listeners, that kind of thing. And we didn't go there, but still, as we've done this by God's grace, with your help, with your listenership, I'm just thankful for each one that's out there, each one of you that listens, and to that degree, that makes it worthwhile as far as we're concerned. I don't know, were we 20, 40s, 40s? The numbers ranged,
Yeah.
but it really hasn't necessarily mattered as much. The process of just being able to hear from one or two people, be able to say, hey, this meant something. I appreciate you sharing that. It was just really good. It's
Yeah.
been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Linda said, better late than never. I like every podcast. Just hearing your voice is my favorite thing. I just listen.
There you go.
That is so nice. Thank you.
No doubt. No doubt.
They're all laughing at Mark's bedtime.
Oh yeah.
When you said we're wrapping up, Megan said it's Mark's bedtime. And so
Oh,
they're-
gotcha.
Michelle's
No,
laughing. Alia's laughing.
I hear you. I'm actually fine, but I am.
Now Mark's feelings are hurt. Finally,
No, I'm
keep it coming, guys.
I'm actually good.
You
Yeah.
look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed,
I-
bushy-bearded.
Yeah, I'm just mindful, and I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. I think if
Yes.
truth be told,
He's like they're bored out of their minds.
no truth.
Oh.
Truth be told, I tend to be the moderating limiter on our on our times when
Which
we
is
do
good.
we do a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is gonna be about how long, and
You guys
yeah.
would be so bored if it wasn't for Mark's moderation or calculation.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But no. So yeah, by all means, if you guys have more questions, he's getting gray. Yes,
We already discussed that.
That's okay.
But I'm glad
Dolly.
this isn't the attempt to make you feel bad again. So hurt your feelings.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm okay with that too. Man, I tell you, I'm not easily offended anymore.
You're not. You're not.
I'm gonna have to work.
I don't
on
think
that.
I've ever seen Mark offended, just so you know. So you're going to have to try a lot harder. Oh, Michelle said we need a truck name. I guess we got to pick one.
Okay.
Well, shoot. This is hard. All right, I'm going to read them all. Let's do this.
Am I
This is
supposed to
good.
be writing these down?
I know. What should we do?
Here, I can write them down.
Here. Can I just copy and paste?
Well, you can, or I can write them down. You tell me.
Um,
You know what cows love to read?
good. Yeah, keep the jokes. I don't know.
Cattle logs.
Painful.
That's a good one.
That's good.
But either way, do you want me to write any names down?
It's not letting me scroll higher than this comment right here.
Uh-oh. Better work on that. Do you know what your
Wow.
computer's favorite snack is?
No,
Microchips.
makes sense.
But do you have names for me yet?
I just accidentally.
Wow.
Wow.
What did you change?
I click on a different tab and it started playing our video
Oh, okay.
to see if I can. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm trying
Somebody
to
said,
overview.
"Bless you."
Maybe. Yeah, that was way.
So-
110 comments, so that's pretty great. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys and gals. Thanks for listening. So we had Piney,
Oh, here we go.
Duke.
Nope, still not.
You had a couple cheese truck. Was it cheese truck?
Yeah, it won't let me view more than. Okay, yeah, Timbuktu.
Yep. Timbuktu.
Bergford.
Bergford. Yep. Behemoth.
Behemoth. What was the first one? Duke? Did you get that?
Yep. I got Duke.
Megan's telling us too. Yeah, that's such a bummer. It won't let me scroll higher. Later, I'm sure it will let me, but it won't.
Is Megan giving us, you said?
Yeah, she just said Bergford, but Honeydew. That's her.
Oh, yep.
Her vote.
Sorry, Megan. Didn't mean to forget Honeydew.
Yeah, you got Piney. There was another one by
cheese truck.
no, by it was
Goose.
Goose. That was Joseph.
Yep.
Jules said
She had one.
bumper sticker.
Bumper sticker. Yep. Thank you, Jewel.
Agatha.
Yep.
Also Jewel. Nice.
Is that after Agatha Christie or anything like that? I just didn't know if
Good
she
question,
had a favorite
yeah.
author.
I don't. If she does, it's certainly not Agatha Christie.
Okay, that's okay.
I think it would be what's her face, Harry Potter. Goose, you got that one?
I got Goose. Yep.
Yep.
I got Goose, Piney, Duke, Cheese Truck, Timbuktu, Bergford, Behemoth, Honeydew, Bumper Sticker, and Agatha.
That's a good list.
Yeah,
Turkey, was that one?
sure. Why not?
I guess it is now.
I don't think Turkey was. I think that's what
That's
Graham
what Mark-
called you.
Graham calls me. Yeah. That's his name for me.
That's right.
Uh,
Turkeyford. Or Ford.
There was another one by Aubrey. It was Piney, I think was either Aubrey, and then Micaiah had one.
I thought that was Cheese Truck.
No, that would have been Lenore.
Oh,
the
okay.
other side of the family.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because see, cheese truck,
Agatha
cheese dip,
Goose.
cheese dip was Lenore.
I see gravy for Aaliyah.
Oh, gravy. Is that a name? I guess that's their contribution.
That's her contribution.
Gravy.
I don't think she saw the truck. Be a tan truck.
Did you see the truck? Here, let's
So yes. So that being said, do you have a preference? Yeah, there you go. Put that back in there. Nice job.
thank you. I haven't got it in there yet. though.
Well,
Where's paste?
I have Ooh,
Where'd it go?
I don't know. But then again, I'm not in charge of technology.
I
Oh,
love
Leah said I
technology.
see it.
Okay.
So yeah. Gravy.
I don't know Aaliyah, but I'm just picturing Lizzie.
Very, very similar in some ways. Very, very spirited. Both young ladies. Yes.
Sorry, Aaliyah. That's the only
Yeah.
face I can picture.
Yep. There you go.
But
But
Lizzie's
if Justin
great,
is
so-
turkey, then his truck
It's
should be gravy.
there. But if Justin is turkey, his truck needs to compliment him.
Sure.
Nice. Well, oh, gravy. That's why the gravy submission. Well
I
done.
hear you.
All right.
Yep. Piney Timber. Oh, ranch.
The gravy was left over from Thanksgiving, so now it's greenish.
Thanks, Michelle.
Piney Timbuktu and ranch.
Yep, ranch. So,
She said, honored to be like Lizzie. All right, good. No offense. That's a Marxism. No offense.
that's right.
Okay. I mean, I don't feel like I can pick. I feel like you need to pick. Is that
Now
how this
hang
works?
on, hang on. That's me picking the name for your truck is like me shooting your horse. You owe it to your horse to shoot your own horse. You owe it to your truck to name your own truck. Come on now.
I don't have any horses. And if I did, I wouldn't shoot him.
Well, I wouldn't shoot it for you.
All right, let me see what you got here.
You need my glasses?
No, I got it. I like them all.
What does this tell us about your love style?
I don't know. Good question. I like Honeydew. I like Bumper Sticker.
Good choices.
And I like Bergford.
Okay.
I mean, I like them all. But
Okay.
those are probably my top three.
Okay. So
Michelle
you
said Piney is my final vote.
Oh,
I like Honeydew. Aim to please.
they're on the edge of our seats.
Just so you know, Linda, my wife is the one who contributed Honeydew because she sees me taking lots of trips to Lowe's
Yeah.
to do her honeydew list. So you're right. We're on the edge of our seats.
Yep. They-
All right. I think I like Bergford.
okay.
'Cause
Bergford it is.
My last name is Sternberg.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the opposite of Sternberg, Bergford. But
Yeah.
also it's a Ford.
Yeah.
So Bergford.
Yeah.
It's-
That's where he's
I
at.
like it. And it's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah. It actually has a name appeal to it, but yet there's also a meaning behind it.
That's right.
It has a connection.
I feel bad to all the other names though because I like them all.
Do you?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like them all because I know who contributed them. So it's like when I hear, you know, when
I hear you.
Or when I hear ranch, I think of my nieces or, yeah.
Well, you can still think of your niece. Just didn't pick her name.
Just have to do it a different way.
Yeah.
All right. Daddy? No, Daddy. Oh,
Oh.
hang on. I lost. Oh. What have I done? Did I keep? No, it's still alive, right? Yeah, it's still alive.
Okay.
Wait, we're getting a lot of stop. Oh, my. Did Joel take over the comment?
What's this?
It
No.
says, no.
Oh.
And then it says, that was Mia. And then, Father, stop. No. Daddy, wait. Father. What is going I don't understand what's going on. It isn't like Bergford, is my guess.
Oh, okay.
It's not your truck to name, daughter. You had your chance. I had no submissions from you, Mia. So you missed your
There you go.
opportunity.
So yeah. Well,
Bergford.
congratulations. Thank you, folks.
Ooh, Linda says use a different name every month. We'll start with Bergford.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you
Nice
for writing
job.
it down.
Way
Thank
to
you all.
Way to make that choice. Well done. Well done.
Comments are still flying in
No doubt.
about not liking Bergford. It's all Mia.
Use a different name every. Oh, that's a.
Yeah, no, she said not that name. I don't. I just
I
got
was-
here. I was learning Aunt Jesus. Daughter, people can see what you're writing. Try and use grammar. Capitalize your words. Sorry.
That's fair enough. So,
She's gonna go.
She's
for a
going to
while.
go?
Yeah, she's got more thoughts. My daughter
Okay.
Mia. She just got here. She was at youth group, so
Okay.
that's her excuse.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right.
Youth. Yep.
We good to wrap it up?
Are you good to wrap it
I'm
up?
good to wrap it up.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Yes, by all means.
Look at them in the eyeball. See it
I-
up there. No, up there. Yeah,
Yes,
there's that.
there's
Get the
the
glare out of those
Oh,
glasses.
let's get my glasses, get the
There you
glare.
go.
So I'll look at the screen kind of.
I appreciate your effort there.
So yes, by all means, and know that on behalf of How I See It, Justin and I, we have truly appreciated season 1.
Yes.
We thank you for the ways that the conversations with each one of you have contributed to the episodes that we've created. And we just want to recognize that you are important to us, and we look forward to catching up with you in the very near future. So anything else to be said?
Just your signature sign off.
Okay, then we'll wrap it up with This Is How I See It. Thanks so much, folks.
Hey, thank you for listening to our podcast. If you like How I See It, please do all the things that podcasts tell you to do. Subscribe, rate, review, follow us, and or talk nicely about us on social media. If you want to reach out, the email is us@howiseeit.click. Yep, I said .click, as in .click. Please tell your friends about this show, and we'll see you on the next one.